Look at that. Fields that color either yellow or orange. A typical result from the usage of Roundup. There is another field. Very close to houses. Very close to my own house as well. Now, for those of you who don't know, Roundup is a very well studied substance. It's a herbicide and pesticide. If I was going to list studies that have shown the toxic potential, the neurological damaging potential, the cancer causing potential of Roundup, if I would share 5 studies a day, then I could do that for the rest of my life. That's how well studied it is. And they're still spraying it. Surprisingly about that field there, that's not even an agriculture field. That's a field where cows graze on. So they don't have to spray a field for cows, for pests or for weeds. Because cows don't care about either of those things. And by the way, typically you don't have a lot of bugs in grass fields. So I don't even know why they spray that field there, but they do. They don't do it every year, but apparently this year they do. I have to say that especially this year they're using a lot more Roundup than usual. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a rash on my chest, which is something that always happens when I walk next to these fields. Usually it happens when I walk next to cornfields, but now it also happens when I walk next to the orange-yellow fields. So that has always been my life, because I've always lived near farmlands. And what I can tell you about my neighborhood is, as far as health statistics go, it is peculiar, because you would say there's very little industry here. It's very close to nature. You would assume that the air is better here. You would assume better health outcomes. Well, there are 3 people that I know of who were below the age of, or well, we are below the age of 23. All of them got cancer. One of them died from thyroid cancer when he was 19 years old. We have a farmer who has suffered from, and he does not spray these fields that I'm pointing to, but he sprays some of the fields here. He's also a dentist. I know, interesting combination, right? Dentist and a farmer. And he has suffered from Alzheimer since before he was 40. It's not to say that it never happens, someone who gets Alzheimer before the age of 40, but that is very rare, and he has it. Interesting how they're spraying it so close to houses. And in fact, they're spraying it very close to houses where children live in. There is no way that a farmer would not be aware of this. There's no way that a farmer does not know about the toxic potential of these substances. Because as I said, it is extremely well studied. It is not even a controversial matter if this is toxic or not for humans. So surprisingly enough, nothing changes. In fact, as far as I know, the limit to which it is allowed to use these substances has only been raised throughout the years. Considering that this is a very small town that I live in, that maybe houses, I would say 10 people below the age of 20. 3 of them got cancer, 1 of them died. If you're going to compare that to typical statistics, that is extremely disproportionate to what you would even expect to happen in cities, that you would expect to see from people who live somewhat near industrial situations. So why does this occur? Well, gosh, we already know. It's so well studied, yet we still use this. Well, not we. farmers. The state is fine with this. Even when the science has already shown how dangerous it is. Interesting how that works, isn't it?